Hello, this is Shannon Kringen, Goddess Kring in Seattle, and it is July 13th, 2023. It's been a really long time since I've recorded a video, I think. I've been having fun. I don't know if the camera's really focused, but this is a necklace that I got, and I added fake opal rhinestones onto it. It's really beautiful. I don't know if the camera really picks it up, but whatever. That's something positive. I just don't feel like putting any makeup on. I guess I usually don't wear makeup anyway, but I just am really stressed out, and I've been crying because about a year ago, my cat passed away. Kisoon, had to say goodbye to Kisoon about a year ago. And I just was trying to clean out a closet, and I found some of Kisoon's stuff. I found the beautiful harness that he used to wear when I walked him in the yard. And it's a long story, but I'm very grateful that I'm having fun decorating my Honda Fit car with rhinestones. And I've been in a bunch of art car parades and art fairs and talked to really nice people who appreciate my artwork. And I've encouraged other people to decorate my bicycle is, you can't really see it, but that that silver thing blowing in the wind is I have a fan going. That is my bicycle decorated. I have my bicycle is decorated with green opalescent duct tape, and my bike helmet is filled with rhinestones. And that is something fun. And this is a drawing that somebody did of me. I work as a model. So I have an art car and a decorated bicycle, and I have 4 different jobs. I dog walk, I pet sit, I standardize patient for medical students, which means I am handed a script and I act out aches and pains or symptoms, and then medical students have to guess what's wrong with me, and that's good practice. So I'm really proud of myself for having a career, a freelance career, art model, dog sitter, dog walker, pet sitter, cat walker, cat sitter, standardized patient, all those different things. I have a couple subscription websites where I have members. I have a whole bunch of different jobs. And I make a good living as a freelance person, even though I'm considered low income. But my lifestyle is so cheap that I'm like middle class, because I know how to survive in this cutthroat reality, this cutthroat culture that we live in. Sorry if I sound a little bit angry. I'm a little frustrated. I feel sad. I'm grieving my cat still. I'm trying really hard to get rid of some clutter and some old stuff. I have a tendency to be really chaotic, and I have some things to do to organize my apartment that I need to do, and I'm not particularly good at cleaning. I'm good at doing my laundry and scrubbing my toilet and scrubbing my sink and doing the basic things, but my clothing is just all over the floor. I've got like just clutter all over the place. I have art supplies and clothing and just stuff all over the place, and I'm kind of ashamed and embarrassed. I have a tremendous fear of scarcity, and apparently fear of scarcity, scare of fiercity in our fair city. That's one line from one of my poems. Fear of scarcity, scare of fiercity in our fair city. And I forgot the rest of the poem, but I used to write a lot of poetry. I've just been too busy and stressed out and scattered all over the place to do that lately. So I guess I'm just doing this video to say hi. I'm going to put this on my YouTube channel, I guess. And hi, thank you everybody who's subscribed to my YouTube channel. I'm sorry that this video is a little stressed and a little bit me being a little grumpy. I'm going through a difficult time in terms of cleaning and organizing my apartment and letting some stuff go. And I have a tendency to have a hard time deciding what to keep what to toss, what to sell, what to donate. And so I avoid making a choice, and then I just put stuff, just hide it in the cupboard or hide it on a shelf somewhere and deal with it later. And now I got to deal with it. So it's affecting my life in a negative way. So I finally have to stop avoiding making choices and deal with it. But I'm confronted with my tremendous fear of scarcity. I'm dating somebody, but I live alone and I like living alone. I'm supposedly on the autism spectrum. I don't know if I buy into labels, but I'm highly sensitive and very chaotic, and I seem to have some rigidness in my thinking, but I think everyone has neuroplasticity. So I don't know if I buy into that my brain has to be as chaotic and rigid as it tends to be. And I know a couple people that are going through some grief and loss right now, and that some sudden passing of somebody in someone's life. I respect the privacy, so I'm not going to say anything about who or who passed away, but a certain human that I love and care about, one of their family members passed away, and it's sad and difficult situation, unexpected and weird and sudden and complicated, and that's sad and for that person, and it's sad for me because it triggered some feelings in me about my grief and loss of my kitty and the grief and loss of other things in my life that um my grandmother passed away in a certain years ago, but it just triggered that, and it triggered me thinking about me being an only child, and my parents are eventually going to pass away, and I'm the only child, and so I'm gonna have to do whatever. I don't know what I'm supposed to do, but when they pass away, I'll just ask whoever, what am I supposed to do? People in my family don't seem to have any funerals. Everyone just gets cremated and it's just done. And it's just the cheap, easy way. And you just cremate somebody and you just, no fuss, no muss, just gone. And you just deal with it and you just grieve and move on. And but I know most families have like weddings and funerals and a bunch of like family, get-togethers and all this kind of stuff. This year I get to pet sit again during Christmas. So I'm kind of happy to miss normal holidays. I would rather take care of a pet anyway. Thankfully, I don't have my parents. My dad's in Florida, my mom's here on Whidbey Island, and they're not traditional at all. So they don't mind if I don't celebrate Christmas with them. So it's going to be just me pet sitting. And I'm just trying to work on things like my forte is my artwork, my jobs, my life raft is I feel really angry and frustrated right now, and I'm sad and I'm scared and I have a lot of anxiety. And yet I live in an apartment. I have a nice landlord. I have a car, an art car that I decorated. I have all kinds of cool art events that I'm involved in with parades and art fairs. I know other art car people. They're very nice people. So in other words, I know some nice people in the community, but I'm really frustrated because I find it hard being me sometimes. Like I'm very disorganized and chaotic, and yet I have a paper calendar because I don't want everything to be digital. So I do not have a digital calendar. I have a paper calendar and I use a ballpoint pen. I have many different colors. I have every color of the rainbow of ballpoint pens, and I write down in my paper calendar what my schedule is. So I write down all the names and the phone numbers and the schedules of everything. So I have all kinds of interesting creative things coming up that I'm going to do involving jobs and my art car, but I'm so frustrated and I'm finding it really hard to clean and organize my space. I need to try to let some things go. what happens is I avoid cleaning, and then eventually I get fed up and I just throw things into the dumpster. Like I've taken, like one time I had a 4-track machine. There's nothing wrong with it. A musical 4-track machine. I just threw it in the dumpster. I should have just given it to a musician. I just got frustrated and stressed out and nobody was there to help me. So I just threw it in the dumpster. One time I took all my records, my LP vinyl records, like I had a bunch of Tom Petty and David Bowie and the Police and the Rolling Stones and the Monkees and all kinds of cool records and the Beatles, and I threw them in the dumpster. I should have just given them to a record store, but I flipped out. I got stressed out and frustrated. I'm not really very materialistically attached to very much. I just like food, shelter, and my art, and I love my houseplants. I have a whole bunch of houseplants. I'm not really that materialistically attached to things. I just basically want food and shelter and to do my artwork and to have my jobs that I do to support myself. But I'm not particularly super attached to a bunch of like material things. So I'm feeling just frustrated, and I just need to deal with some of the stuff, like instead of like avoiding cleaning and avoiding making decisions and just throwing everything in a closet and putting it away and just trying to forget about it and deal with it later, or getting really upset and then taking it out and trying to hurry up. Like I feel like I either have to just avoid it or take a bunch of stuff out and like figure it out now, like rush myself through it. I don't know why I do that. Why do I panic like that? Why can't I just stay calm and rational? And I've watched a lot of videos of people who help people clear their clutter, and they go into somebody's room and they take everything off the shelves and they put it in the middle of the room in a big pile. And then they help the person say, keep, toss, sell, donate. I guess those are all the categories. Keep, toss, sell, or donate. It would be nice if I could calmly do that. And sometimes I cannot figure out what to do. I do feel good that I went into my kitchen and I had a bunch of like plastic Tupperware type containers, but I don't know where the lids are. So I just threw them all away. So recycled them basically. So, but who knows if they really get recycled? I've been told that a lot of plastic that we recycle just gets thrown in the landfill. But we can feel good about ourselves putting in the recycle bin. We put it in the recycle bin, and then it probably just gets thrown in a landfill. But at least I separate out my garbage. I have my recycle over here, my garbage over here, my compost over here. Hopefully the garbage and the compost gets tossed in the way that they're telling us. I don't know if the stuff gets recycled or not, but I feel good that I got rid of a bunch of stuff in my kitchen that I wasn't using. I don't know where the lids are. I just got rid of it. So I tend to have piles of cluttery things and I couldn't figure it out. I also went into my bathroom and I have a cupboard in my bathroom that had all kinds of old makeup and that I don't wear, and it's just old and dirty anyway. And like a bunch of like these are like hair scrunchies that I use. I had a bunch of old hair scrunchies that were all like icky and like old and stretched out and faded, and I just threw them all away. And I found a bunch of stuff that I could donate, women's feminine type stuff that I can give to the homeless shelter. My landlord told me there's some homeless shelter that they're looking for that kind of stuff. I had a bunch of extra stuff that I don't need. So I'm going to donate some stuff and throw away some stuff and try to be more conscious of what I want to keep and what is really not useful to me. So I don't know how much this has to do with me maybe being on the autism spectrum or being ADHD or post-traumatic stress or whatever it is, because I have OCD, ADHD, dyslexia, post-traumatic stress, blah, 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 highly sensitive, introvert, only child, whatever you want to call me. I'm also a very sensitive, gifted, creative artist who's really, really good at all my jobs. I am very I'm a good person in some ways, but I'm also kind of a disorganized, chaotic mess in some ways. Let's just acknowledge, like, how do I be honest about myself without, like, I don't want to beat myself up and put myself down, but I also don't want to pretend like I'm so cool, you know, full of my own ego or whatever. So the truth about me is that in some ways, I'm a great person. In some ways, I'm a total screw up, failure, whatever you want to call. Like, I'm great and a failure at the same time. I'm wonderful and a failure at the same time. Okay, so there it is. So I just wanted to check in, and this is how I'm doing. And overall, I was doing really well, but I just am having some grief and anger today and some anxiety today about really needing to, things have sort of come to a head, and I need to clean and organize in a certain way that I find very difficult and overwhelming. And I'm trying not to do this all or nothing, either just say, screw it, I can't do it, and throw everything in the closet and try to avoid it and deny it, or panicking and trying to hurry up and rush through it and throw a bunch of stuff in the dumpster. Like, God forbid I throw my art in the dumpster. I have a bunch of artwork and I want to keep that. So I'm trying to like keep things that are valuable, like my artwork and my art supplies and things I could actually use, keep. But like old things that I don't even know what they are, or things that are broken or dusty or just chipped and cracked and messed up, unless I can create artwork with it, what's the point of keeping it? So I know a lot of creative people have a hard time letting things go, because it's true that if I look through a pile of random junk, someday I might want to do something with that that's creative, you know, but probably not. And they say if you let go of things, then new things will come into your life. So my fear of scarcity is not rational. It's an irrational, like, I'm afraid of, I love my art car, but some people have told me I put too many rhinestones on my car. Like, my Honda Fit is covered in rhinestones, and most people appreciate it. But it is like very like crowded and busy and crammed full of rhinestones in every color. Although I think I did a good job on the design. I guess if you could critique my design, you could say that I got carried away and overdid it. Maybe that's my style. My style is not minimalistic. It's chaotic and like overdone. So there it is. So just wanted to share how I'm doing. Okay, thanks for subscribing to my YouTube channel. Feel free to support my art. I have a Patreon and a Venmo, and you can support me if you want. And if you can't afford it, that's fine too. Just thought I'd ask. And everything's fine. And life is just a big improvisational experiment, in my opinion, for me. So I can't speak for you, but for me, that's what it is. Okay, bye for now. I hope you got something out of this video. I just felt like I needed to express.